And breaking just into the newsroom, state lawmakers are now speaking out about the tragic death of 3-year-old Katorius Starks Jr. Senator Marika Coleman released a statement saying, in part, "As a mother and as the senator for the district where this tragedy happened, I'm devastated." She goes on to say, "We need answers and we may need to examine state law to make sure this never happens again." State Representative Ontario Tillman says his initial reaction is one of shock and confusion and questioned how and why did this happen. He says he is more concerned about the family of this young child dealing with this tragedy at this time and will seek more information. ABC 3340's Olivia Gauthier is asking some serious questions this evening after that 3-year-old was left in a hot car for more than 5 hours by a DHR contracted social worker. Olivia?
Muriel, attorneys for the family of Katorius Starks Jr. say the temperature inside that car where KJ was trapped likely exceeded 150 degrees. They're calling this a preventable tragedy and have opened an investigation.
This is one of those things that nobody thinks is going to happen to them until it does. And, it's just the most devastating thing in the entire world.
3-year-old Katorius Starks Jr., also known as KJ, was in temporary foster care under DHR and was being transported on July 22nd by a Covenant Services Incorporated social worker. Covenant Services was contracted through the Department of Human Resources. Thursday, I reached out to the company.
Hi, good morning. My name is Olivia Gauthier with ABC 3340 News.
We're not getting any comments at this time, so no one is available to speak with you, and I do apologize.
We know that employee has since been terminated, but questions remain. For example, what vetting, training, and supervision protocols does Covenant Services have in place for workers transporting children in DHR custody? And will Covenant Services be conducting an internal review of this incident? And will the findings be made public to ensure transparency and prevent future tragedies? The family's attorney alleges that the worker picked up KJ from daycare at 9 a.m. for a supervised visit with his father, which ended around 11:30 a.m. However, rather than returning KJ to daycare, the attorney says the worker picked up food and stopped at a tobacco store before then returning home, leaving KJ in a parked car for more than 5 hours. It's a situation Kids and Car Safety Director Amber Rollins says can be unbearable for a child.
That heat to come in through the windows, and there's nowhere for it to escape. Once it gets in there, it's trapped and it bounces around in the vehicle, causing that vehicle to heat up very quickly. You combine that with the fact that a child's body temperature rises 3 to 5 times faster than an adult, and you have a recipe for disaster in a very short amount of time. So a child can begin suffering from heat stroke in an enclosed car in literally minutes.
We're also working to find out what's next. We've reached out to the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office for more information on possible charges and whether Covenant Services or the Department of Human Resources could face any civil or criminal liability in this case. I also reached out to the Department of Human Resources today with several questions that you can see now on your screen. Why does DHR contract third parties? And were there any prior complaints or concerns before this incident? Also, how is DHR planning to reevaluate its protocols and partnerships to ensure something like this doesn't happen again? At this time, those questions remain unanswered. Muriel.